Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Ref the District. This is our free agency day 2 show. I am the stoner. Over there is Trev. What is up, Trev?
Busy, bar life, but never too busy for the NFL free agency.
That's right. We call it free agency day 2, but it's actually legal tampering day 2.
Yeah.
Free agency doesn't officially start until the league year starts tomorrow, March 16th at 4 p.m. That's when people can actually put pen to paper. So technically, Trev, all these deals are not yet official.
Okay.
Right? So people could back out of them if they wanted to. But I doubt that's going to happen, right? So if you get a second before we get into this, if you get a second, hit that subscribe button down there and hit the notifications too, so you get notified every time that we put out content just like this. And Trev, you were not here when we did day 1 recap.
Right.
So what were your overall feelings about day 1 and the guys that we lost and the guys that we re-signed?
Tim Settle, just a piece, nice guy, made some tackles for us, has an interesting dance called the Penguin Dance.
Right.
He's going to Buffalo. See you later. Brandon Scherff. I think I tweeted this out, or I might have mentioned it before. We've played games in pretty much a whole season without Brandon Scherff anyway. We're really bad without him, but also we're really good with him. But that's the thing. We've been without him for so long that it's a stat. So he's gone. See you later. Who else did we lose?
Well, that was your 2 main guys that was yesterday. Lost. But what about the record, the last 22 games, or the 22 games that he sat out in his career? Washington is 2-20, including they've lost the last 14 straight without Brandon Scherff.
It means that Brandon Scherff is not healthy. That's exactly that's all that means. I mean, I don't know how else to look at it. I mean, clearly when we don't have him, we suck because he's not healthy. So
but when he's healthy, he's obviously
good.
He's an all-pro.
Obviously. He is.
The first all-pro this team has had since Matt Turk back in the 2005 or something like that, whenever that was.
Yeah.
So, he was valuable, but I get it. Maybe he priced himself out or he really didn't want to be here, whatever.
Something. Okay. So it is what it is.
All right. So I'm gonna throw a little trivia question out for you here.
Okay.
How many free agents from other teams so far have the Washington Commanders signed?
From other teams?
From other teams.
Goose egg.
I see you, Trev. They have not signed anybody from other teams. How do you feel about that?
I think they're being a little more strategic in this free agency than just jumping the gun and whoever is released, they talk to them the very next day or the same day. I think they have some targets out there that have already been free agents and not just immediate free agents that we're still looking at. So it's kind of disappointing because you see everybody else making moves and having Christmas in March, but I guess we're being strategic. So taking care of what's in house first before we look outside.
Yeah, I mean they've signed some of their guys to some of these younger guys to these weird sort of contracts that we don't fully understand. Like they tendered Brian Johnson, the kicker.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything for Joey Sly though. He can still come back and be re-signed.
Sure, like Cam Sims got some kind of veterans minimum, whatever they call it, deal.
Whatever.
I don't know what all that stuff means, but they really haven't done a whole lot. So let's talk about the 2 things that happened today.
Okay.
Number 1, they re-signed safety Bobby McCain, whom they picked up last year, kind of in that late free agency period. He got released late in free agency, and they picked him up for relatively cheap, and they re-signed him for relatively cheap. Do you like that move for Bobby McCain?
I do like that move for Bobby McCain. Beginning of the season, it was like, oh God, why do we get Bobby McCain? And then second half of the season, it was like, well, there's the Bobby McCain we signed that we thought we'd have at the beginning of the season. I guess we don't have enough money or really that big of a traction to go get these big name safeties. So why not keep somebody who's been there for us already in the system, he's pretty decent back there. Once Landon Collins went down in the box and he took over the free safety role, him and Cam Curl seem to have a really good connection. So I like it. Take care of in-house first before you go out and.
Well, what happens if they don't find that Landon Collins replacement, that guy who plays that Buffalo nickel that we always hear about? And so maybe Bobby McCain is in vulnerable positions like he was at the beginning of the year when it was him and Landon Collins back there.
Yeah.
Do you worry about that?
I do worry about that a little bit. Hopefully they have a plan for that specific role too. Maybe they don't have to drag down a safety to fill that spot. Maybe they have a specific player for that specific spot. So
yeah,
that's what I'm going off of. I think we're just being more strategic this free agency. Slow and strategic.
Slow, and that's kind of the way last year they were kind of that way. I mean, they hit some of the big ones. The William Jackson and Curtis Samuel were big names, big money.
Yeah.
William Jackson, I believe, got the #1 cornerback free agent money last year.
Yeah.
William Jackson or Curtis Samuel got like the #3 receiver money last year. And Fitz got the #1 quarterback free agency money last year. So they kind of made a big splash last year.
Yeah.
And you can look at all those three. What do you think of Fitz, Samuel, and Jackson last year?
The Red Cross ambulance IR list.
Yeah.
That's
they didn't
what
play
I
much.
think of. Yeah.
All three of them, right? I mean, Fitz obviously didn't play at all. Samuel barely played, and Jackson missed a bunch of games.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
So do you think that had an effect on what they were doing this year? Or was it simply money this year?
Both, maybe. I think the money we're going to spend that on a quarterback. That's where the money was going to go this year. And it did. So now we're just, keeping in-house pieces that contributed last year that could help us get to where we need to go this year. So I think it's kind of both.
All right. All right. And then the biggest move that seemed to get the most attention from Washington Commanders fans, and that is JD McKissic signing, again, kind of a relatively cheap deal to go to Buffalo, about $3.5 million a year. You seem to be kind of out of here. Go on.
I mean, we had him last year. It was 7-9. We had him this year. We were 7-9.
Yeah.
What difference does he really make? I mean, he had the dive over the pylon that helped us get that Falcons victory, and he's good on third down, really, really good. But also, he tripped over his feet a lot. He hurt us. He hurt us a lot more than he helped us in some cases, in some games. The neck injury, that's a significant injury to come back from. We don't know how healthy he is. We don't. And we signed James Patterson or Jarrett Patterson last year to kind of do that third down Darren Sproles role too. I think they really like what they see out of JP, so that's probably why they just didn't have a problem letting JD McKissic go. And word on the street is we didn't even offer him anything. So
however,
I mean, he was good, but
however, Trev, the word on the street is that they didn't offer. Washington did not offer him, but another word on the street is that they were in contact with him, and they felt that once he got an offer from somebody, that they would bring it back to Washington, and Washington would have the opportunity to match it or beat it. Yeah. And they never brought it back to him.
No. So that tells you right there. See you later, JD. Thank you for your services. We were 7-9 both years we had you. See you later.
But McKissic, McKissic and his agent never said, okay, Washington, we got this offer from Buffalo. Will you match it or beat it? They didn't even bother. So that to me is McKissic didn't want to be here.
No, he doesn't want to be here anymore. Fine.
Man.
See you later.
I can't believe you're flippant about him.
I mean, we're acting like he is. I don't know who's a good third down. I don't even know, but that's how we're treating him. He was serviceable.
Yeah.
He filled the role, but he
filled it very well, though.
He filled it well. It wasn't very well. I mean, he was injured. He missed half the damn season. He came from when he was in Seattle. He was on injured reserve. He had one full year in Detroit before he came to us. He's
okay,
not.
But he had one full year here where he caught 80 balls. And
we
then
were 7-9.
Okay.
And we were 7-9.
Okay, but a running back is not going to carry your team.
But he's
you
also
can't put
not
wins
gonna...
and losses on a running back.
I'm not, but it's JD McKissic. See you later, bro. Okay. If he was horrible, we would have been like, I don't care. It's JD McKissic. We'll be fine. We have Jared Patterson.
You
don't like it?
I'm not upset that he's gone, but he was an important piece, a valuable piece.
Yeah, don't say important.
That they let,
he wasn't valuable.
Okay, valuable piece that they let go for relatively inexpensive, and they weren't aggressive enough. Jared Patterson can't do what JD McKissic can do.
Antonio Gibson can be a pass-catching running back now. That gives him more of an opportunity to do that.
Okay, so he's going to play 100% of the plays on offense?
We can go get somebody else, bro.
Maybe
draft somebody.
Maybe, right.
I'm just telling you.
Here's my thing. It's always my thing. It's like with Dustin Hopkins. When they cut him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a problem cutting Dustin Hopkins as long as you have somebody
they do
who can replace him.
Maybe they will.
They didn't have anybody to replace Dustin Hopkins until 3 or 4 weeks later. But at that time, they didn't have anybody. So what are you doing cutting him?
Well, we got plenty of
McKissic. Why do you have to cut a guy who does a job well and say, oh, we can replace him with a draft pick or a guy at the end of the roster? You already have him. Why do you want to use up draft capital for something that you already had on your team?
Well, maybe they didn't like the way his diagnosis from the neck injury came back.
You're right.
Maybe they don't.
We never know. We never know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe he heard Carson Wentz was coming in and he said, "I hate Carson Wentz." And
we can save that money that we were going to give him and go get somebody else at a much more dire needed position than a third down running back. We'll be fine.
Okay. All right, Trev. I'm not going to browbeat you on this one because he's JD McKissic, right?
Yeah, he's just JD McKissic.
He's just JD McKissic.
Okay, he's a Jag.
He's a little more than a Jag.
Falcons, Seahawks, Lions, Washington Commanders, and now the Bills. That's a Jag.
Okay.
5 years in the league. That's a Jag.
But he played really well when he was here.
Well, so did Brandon Scherff. He's gone. So did a lot of people, and they gone. So, thank you for your time, but we're trying to win some real games. We're trying to win more than 7 games, and we're trying to have somebody who can stay upright rather than stumble over his feet every fourth touch.
That's what it is. Ball. You didn't like when he kept stumbling over.
Get him out of there, bro. Get him. He was too excited for open field and couldn't even keep a balance. So.
That's true. We did kind of complain.
And I tweeted every move we have made does not affect us really going forward. It's all the moves that were made stem from mediocrity. Literally.
Okay. I think that's fair to a point. I think that's fair.
It's not going to make or break your team. It's just to disappoint the fans,
Right. People tend to think about this with their hearts.
Yeah.
Rather than their brains, right? They think,
and I'm using my
JD
brain.
McKissic had that great play in Atlanta and basically won that game. We can't get
what else did he do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was good at his job, but all right. Yeah. We're going to differ on that one.
Go to Buffalo where they don't run the ball. There you go.
Right, where they throw it all the time.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to give you a list of guys who are still Washington Commanders that are still not signed either by Washington or anybody else.
Oh, I want to say real quick, shout out Troy Apke. Apke season running back for the 5th time, baby. Let's go.
We did talk about that yesterday. We said Trev would be really excited about Trapke season. All right. And you just give me your quick judgment on whether or not you want to re-sign him.
Okay.
I think we talked about Cam Sims was already.
Let him go.
He got some sort of weird, rookie or veteran minimum, whatever.
Waste of time.
Adam Humphries.
Keep him.
Really?
Security blanket in the slot.
That's interesting.
Okay. I trust him.
Ricky Seals-Jones.
Let him go.
Danny Johnson.
Let him go.
Daniel Wise.
Let him go.
Cornelius Lucas.
Keep him.
Okay. Depth offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
He played well enough when he had the chance.
Yep.
Darryl Roberts.
Let him go.
All right, you ready? I got 3 that are really going to test your theory or your philosophy.
Okay.
Thinking with this, not with the ticker.
Oh, here we go.
You ready? DeAndre Carter.
Let him go.
Wow. Okay. Joey Sly.
Keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think that's a no-brainer. But
that's a no-brainer.
We'll see. All right,
No
you
more
ready for the big one?
So.
You ready? Look at me, Trevor.
Okay.
Torrey McTyer. See, I knew that one would affect you because we got to know Torrey McTyer's dad. Really, you got to know him.
I'm not gonna.
And you brought him on the show, and he was a great story. We talked to his dad on After the Whistle. Or no, I don't think it was After the Whistle. Was it After the Whistle? Or was it just a regular?
So long ago. I think it's just a regular show.
Yeah. All right. And we fell in love with his story and all that. And then he blew out his knee. It was on the failed Hail Mary, right? Before the half. I don't remember which game that was, but
okay. I'm thinking
Atlanta,
with my I think it was.
I don't remember, but okay.
I'm thinking with my head and not my heart.
Okay.
Seriously. I say keep him only because we need cornerback depth. And before the injury, he was showing a lot of promise, a lot of skill, a lot of potential that he could hold his own out there on the island, at least a little bit during the season when called upon. Maybe not a starting cornerback, but like a 3 or 4 cornerback would be great. He tore his ACL. Give him another shot. Let him go through training camp, to battle the same cornerbacks if we don't bring anybody else in. Give him a chance at training camp, preseason, and then make your determination from there. But yeah, you at least keep him through training camp and preseason.
Yeah, he was an unknown in training camp. He shined.
Yeah,
and earned himself a roster spot.
I think do it. I think you should do that.
Remember, Daryl Roberts and Danny Johnson? They're both same thing. They're both corners that. Yeah, and Danny Johnson can return kicks. He has a dual role. No, you're just not feeling them.
Nah, dog, it's time to go. Go get Russell. Go get Russell Douglas and bring him in too.
Can you afford him?
I don't know how much money we have.
As I always say, it doesn't matter if you want him. Move some money around. Figure it out.
You can go get him. Yeah, go get him.
You can do whatever you need to do.
Do you see any more moves coming this week, Stoner, that might surprise us that you think you see coming, but you don't want to happen, but you think, you know what, it's going to shake things up and it might happen?
Not anything big. No. I think they're going to sign a middle linebacker that you're probably like, well, I haven't really heard of him, but he's serviceable.
Miles Jack just became available. I like that. That would be cool.
That's probably some decent money too. I mean, he's an all-pro, so and Bobby Wagner's still out there, but that's just way too much money.
He ain't coming here.
Yeah. Plus, they gotta want to come here, which we found out the whole reason.
I mean, Miles Jack, why not? Who else does he want to play for? He's from Georgia Tech. He's been in Jacksonville his whole career.
Why not Atlanta?
Yeah. Well, no, don't go to Atlanta.
No,
come to Washington. Yeah.
Yeah, where we have a history.
But so, do you see anything that's gonna shock the world? Shock the
world. No. They're not gonna do anything. They don't have the space. They're not gonna clear out.
Carson Wentz was that already, right?
Yeah, Carson Wentz was their big move, and that ate up all their cap space, which is fine. A quarterback is supposed to. A good quarterback is supposed to. I mean, the reason that the Chargers and Jacksonville are making so many huge moves is they've got a quarterback who's still on their rookie deal, so they can afford it. Their quarterbacks are not making 25, 28, $35 million a year. So they can make all these huge moves. But Washington, we said our most important move is going to be quarterback. And so they went out and got Carson Wentz, and now they're just going to hope that everything else comes together. Now, I believe, and we're going to talk about this a lot more on Wednesday's live show, this roster is a good roster and can win games as long as Carson Wentz plays a little bit above average.
Yeah, just manage it.
He's 2 or 3 wins better than Taylor Heineke. I truly believe that.
And he's 2 or 3 wins better than Mitch Trubisky too, with the same roster.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right, sorry, I had a little bug in my throat there. So, all right. So that's going to wrap it up here with free agency day 2 on Ref the District. Again, it's legal tampering day 2. We're calling it free agency, so we don't have to put a bunch of fancy words in there. And if you get a chance, again, hit that subscribe button down there. We've got a lot of great content for you to check out. Hit the subscribe, hit that notification so that you are notified when we release new content. Yeah. For Trevor, I'm the Stoner. And Trev, what do we always say?
Be a fan.
Be a fan.